Here's the second update. Last time you saw me, I was in a big gravelly dirty road place. And of course, one of the models have to get a little bit of ride, and I was very excited about this car, and I did a little bit of a drift manji at like 50 miles per hour in second gear down the road, and apparently a giant boulder or some kind of stone smashed the oil pan, the old forbidden oil pan that I had installed in this car a few months ago, and we have all looked at it and everyone was laughing at me like, you gonna destroy that thing? And the day is now and here, and this is pretty much like the 1992 Kowalski movie where he destroys his oil pan on the Hemi out in the desert. The car is even dirty like in the movie with the same desert dust, and it's parked on white gravel where you can see all the oil. Look at this. Yep, there she goes. She's dead. 440 down. And the car actually ran perfect just before, and luckily it held oil pressure for like a mile or 2 miles going out from the quarry or the mill place or whatever down there, so we can make it out here to a public road. And then luckily I got road assistance on this car through my insurance company, so they're gonna come and pick it up, but we're gonna have to go home some way somehow with public transport and a train and a bus and blah blah blah. But yeah, it literally just smacked the oil pan, made a little bit of a crack, and now it's all over the place. I actually think it hit 2 stones, because take a look at this. If you see the first dent right there, it hit straight center on it, and that might have been the first hit that actually like made the seam or the crack or whatever in the rear. And then I also think that it hit another little small rock that made the crack even bigger, so now it's just pouring out. Well, the good thing is we made a little bit of money from this photo shoot, and I guess that can go towards a new oil pan, but I literally spent more money going on this trip than actually earning, because if you calculate the whole fuel consumption in this and have to buy a new oil pan, well, I guess we got some of it covered, I guess, for having a little bit of fun. So in that regard, I guess it was kind of cool than just go out and destroy it on an unpaid job. So at least we got some money for a new oil pan, but man, that sucks. And the car was running perfect. And kind of also a little bit sad for the photo shoot guys, because they weren't really done. We were actually supposed to go to a last location so they can finish up the whole movie ad thing, whatever. So suddenly in the ad now, the challenge is just going to be gone. Yeah,
well,
that's a little sad.
It was broke down.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Actually, in the ad, we pretended the car was broken down for like the photo shoot or whatever. And well, what do you know? Now it's actually broken down and there's oil all over the ground.
They jinxed it.
Yeah.
They jinxed it.
They jinxed it. We have to do pretend breakdown, and now it happened to be a real breakdown. What a disgusting moment to have in my life right now. Anyway, see you guys whenever this car returns back to the shop. See you guys.
Remember the yarn, if your car broke down, then you have something to do while you wait for the help.
Yeah, yarn girls always have a solution for wasting time.
Yeah.
Just yarning.
Just yarn.
So there we go, we got the weld out, and luckily got an extension cord. The Challenger is jacked up, and we are ready to weld up our oil pan. So here's the crazy thing, actually looking at the oil pan today, the hole is not that big. I mean, we could literally probably put a little piece of silicone on there, if you know what I mean. Just dab it on there, clean it, dab it on there, it would be good. It's a very tiny crack in like the weld seam of the oil pan, so I'm literally just gonna clean it off and then weld like an inch of the seam again where it's most grinded off or whatever, and then I think we should be good to go. Actually, my main concern right now is I don't got enough oil to put back in the thing. I got like 5 quarts of oil, which I guess would make it get by, I guess. Definitely better than putting 9 quarts in it, so I think I'm gonna try that, you know, go from there. And then of course I'm gonna go to a parts store one of the days with the car and pick up, you know, 2 to 3 quarts more, because I think it's a 7 quart pan, which makes total sense why I almost put 10 quarts in it, that it's using oil. Yeah, I have just looked at the dipstick and thought, oh, let's get to the max line on the dipstick. Well, the max line on the dipstick is like 3 quarts too much. So yeah, we're probably gonna gain like 10 horsepower right here and not fouling our plugs that much and smoking out the whole back of the car. And the car kind of smells when you sit at a stoplight, and the girlfriend goes, why the hell is this smelling? Well, actually Crystal doesn't complain, it's actually me complaining, but anyway, yeah, and I got the weld out here, so let's just find a good ground, clean it off with a wire brush, and lay a little bead. Well, we got a little bit of fire situation over here. I forgot how hard it is to weld something that's upside down. Like, your weld just wants to droop or like run or whatever. I don't know. It looks good. Got a nice little bead on there, grind it down and everything. And I'm not really sure if I should go like with like a light silicone layer on top of it or whatever. Because I honestly rather maybe just want to pour a quart of oil in there and find the leak, and then I can always find the pinhole and then weld it again. But then again, of course, I also got to drain all the oil and clean the pinhole before welding that again. But I don't know, I lay a pretty thick bead on there. Also a little bit of boogers, whatever, just build some material up there, because also if I'm gonna hit anything again, you know, it got some material to grind on, if you know what I mean. But I think we got the hole closed, which were the size of, I don't know, like 1/4 of a pinky nail or something. I don't know. It was a decent sized hole, but it was easy to fill in the way it was happened. Or I don't know. And yeah, we got a little bonfire over on the right side under the car, right underneath the fuel line. But we good. I just let it burn out, honestly. Yeah. Let's put oil in it and see if it leaks. I don't think there's anything else to do. I mean, and even if it like weeps a little bit or like drips a little bit, if it uses like a quart over a week of sitting, you know, of just like dripping, I'll probably survive and live with it, because in 2 weeks time we're gonna have the new oil pan, and regardless of this one being fixed or not, I'm gonna throw the new oil pan on, because I just know it's gonna happen again, because I use the car. I don't care if I jump it off-road or whatever. I did a post on Facebook, and there was quite a few comments that were like, you shouldn't use it as a 4x4, and it's not an off-roading machine, and if you off-road it, you should lift it, and if blah blah blah, where you're like, dude, I'm gonna use the car. Have you guys seen like the old car chase movies and vanishing point movies and whatnot? They didn't do shit to the car. They didn't do anything to the cars. They were stock cars, you know. It's literally just because I have a low oil pan. Like, everyone is jumping to conclusion that I should build like a monster truck or whatever. I just need a different oil pan, then I'm good. It's literally just because I got an 8-quart, 8-inch deep oil pan that hangs down like, I think 3 or 4 inches more than my exhaust system and K-member. So of course it's gonna end bad. Even if I lifted this as a monster truck, if it bottoms out, or if I, you know, go over anything that sticks up a little bit, it's still gonna get ruined. So like, I don't need to do a skid plate. I don't need to do a monster truck or anything. Maybe I do. I'm actually contemplating of building a little skid plate or something now that I'm using it as much as I am. Actually, in the 1992 Vanishing Point version, the newer TV film or whatever, you can actually see that like 3 or 2 of the stunt cars have a giant aluminum skid plate underneath, probably for the same reason. But anyway, just funny to see everyone like being internet heroes as always. So there you go, it's welded up, doesn't seem to be leaking yet. Let's just have another look here. I'm not seeing anything at the moment. So yeah, and there's 5 quarts of oil in it right now. I guess like 4.5, 4.4 quarts plus whatever's in the engine and oil filter and whatnot. We didn't change the oil filter. I mean, oil looked fine. Oil was a little bit black, but that's most likely because we have way too much oil in it and pretty much mixed oil with combustion. Also, why it's using oil and whatnot. You know, then it gets a little bit dark because it's been through the combustion chamber and kind of burned a little bit. But yeah, let's see if it fires up and still sounds okay. Should be, because I mean it had oil pressure all the way through last night that we drove out of the quarry, because yeah, luckily it had 10 quarts of oil in it, so even though it was dumping fluid out, it was taking a bit of a while to get all 10 quarts out. So me being dumb actually kind of saved our ass, I guess, because if the car was dead down in the quarry and at like 4 p.m. the whole thing shuts down and whatnot, we would have been fucked.